empanadas, ground beef empanadas, because I could actually record the video on live the whole way through, like from the beginning to the end result, because that's how fast it cooks. So right now we're just making the ground beef. Well, we're cooking the ground beef first, and this time I'm gonna try something a little new. I also want to cook some small potatoes, Yukon Gold potatoes that I chopped up here. I'm gonna fry them, put them off to the side, and then I'll add them in our empanadas, cheese, ground beef mixture later. But first, let's get this ground beef cooking. All right, I have you guys in the microwave right now, propped up. So if you're seeing, let me see, could you see this? Yeah, let me prop you up a little more. Okay, that's better. Oh, again, if you guys start to hear kids screaming in the background, it's okay, it's just my kids. Your iPad, Dad? Charge it. Charge it. I just put a garlic here just because my daughter peeled it, so I just put it for flavor anyways. But normally when I'm cooking the ground beef, I don't put any salt, any oil, anything. I just like cook the ground beef almost all the way through. Then I like empty out the fat, the fat that rendered or whatever. And then after that, I add my meat back to the pan and I start to add the seasoning. So I'll just show you that. I have it on like a medium heat. So yeah, as it's cooking, you just want to like use something like a spoon, anything that you have. I have a spatula, but anything that you have that's big enough that's gonna chop this meat up. Some people use actually a whisk, like a cake whisk, to make the meat like all choppy like this, because you don't want it in clumps because you're gonna put it inside the empanada, so you want everything as small as possible. That's why I diced up the potatoes so small. All right, so I'm just gonna let this side cook. All right, okay, now I'm gonna add my potatoes in here. Again, I've never added the potatoes to the empanada, so this is new for me too. I don't know how it's gonna come out, but we shall see. But I'm kind of scared to add my potatoes. I'm scared the oil is gonna pop on me. Hold on. What? Come on, yeah, I'm the one who gave it to them. I put water in there for them. I didn't see it. Okay, so I'm adding my potatoes like this. I think that's a little more safe. And I'm actually going to turn the heat up. So, okay, so the potatoes, the oil that I'm using in Mazola oil is Mazola oil, and I have it, now I just turned the heat up to 7, so I guess that's a high medium. Like, if your stove doesn't have numbers, then it has words that say high medium, so yeah, put it to a high medium. I think I want the potatoes to be like a little bit crispy, but not too crispy, just some texture in the empanada. I know the empanada is crunchy itself, but I just feel like the potatoes, I don't know, it's just gonna add more texture inside of there. Yeah, again, if you hear people in the background, it's just my kids. No! It's okay, Levi. All right, so while that's frying, I think it's time for me to mix my ground beef. The other side, see, look, it should be cooked already. And then again, you just want to chop it up. Don't let it stay clumpy like this, because it's going to be too big for your empanada. In my empanada, I didn't make it from scratch. You know, like how people make it with the dough, the flour and stuff. I didn't make it from scratch. I get it from the frozen section from either Publix or Walmart. It's like the Goya brand empanadas. Yeah, that works perfect for me. But I definitely like to try to make it one day from scratch, but not today. Yeah. Levi. It's okay, I'll tell him later, baby. So I like the meat a little more cooked than this before I empty any extra fat or whatever. I'm just gonna flatten this again so that side could cook. The potatoes are cooking pretty fast. Let me move you to this side. There, you see that? It's cooking pretty fast. Okay, and then the cheese that I'm using is just a regular sharp cheese. Sorry, I almost lost connection for some reason. Alright, let me move the camera so the steam don't be in your face. Okay, so I'm gonna put it to like, oh yeah, to like right there. I'm trying to position it to where you guys can still see and the smoke not be in your face. Okay, there we go. Alright, so the meat, it's basically cooked. It's basically almost all the way cooked, but not thoroughly. So this is when I take it off of the pan and put it in the strainer, like a pasta strainer or whatever strainer you have, to get that grease off the pan. Alright, let me take them out. Put the pan back on there. You okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna lower the temperature to the heat for the ground beef. I'm gonna lower it to like a number. If you have a stove that has numbers. If you have a, oh, sorry. What happened? I got the pin. What is that? That's from your bracelet? Yeah. Wow. It's because it was so tight on your arm, so it made a mark. So, okay, as I was saying, I'm going to lower my, okay, I'm going to lower my ground beef temperature to number 3. So that's like a low medium. And I'm going to take my potatoes. I'm going to turn off the heat right now. I'm going to take my potatoes out of the oil because you see it's getting really toasty and I don't want it too toasty now. Okay, I'm gonna just grab a few pieces of napkin because again I don't want, the reason why I'm doing this stuff, like draining the oil from the meat and like putting my potatoes on a napkin, is because I don't want, when I bite into my empanada, for like grease to like run down my face. I know a lot of people like that, but I'm just not one of those people who like that. I feel like when I eat like that, I feel it's coming out of my pores from my face, if that makes any sense. Whatever, to each his own. That's my little pet peeve, I guess. Alright, now for the potatoes, I was thinking of salting them. But I don't know. I don't think I want to put salt on my potatoes because the cheese is going to be salty. And then I'm going to season the meat really good. I'm lowering the temperature on the meat until I get all this potatoes out. Just because I don't want my meat to dry up before I get to put the seasoning in there. But yeah, so I don't think I'm going to put any seasoning on the potato. Just because, again, I don't want it to be salty. Cheese got salt. My meat's going to have salt. I think we're good on the salt. And then anyways, my husband and my son adds ketchup to everything anyways, so it's not like they're going to know the difference. Now my girls, for my girls, I'm just going to make their empanada with meat and cheese, and then my other daughter, I'm going to make hers with just meat because she's a little more picky. For mine, my son, and my husband's, I'll make it with the potatoes, meat, and the cheese. Okay, let's put this off to the side. Okay, and let's work on the meat. Okay, right here. Okay, the ground meat. Yeah, these not too cooked now. Okay, the ground meat, I'm just gonna, as I'm adding my seasonings, I'll let you know what I'm putting in it. What happened, baby?
I'm sad.
Why are you sad? Complete seasoning.
And no reason.
Papa's.
Not fair.
Papa's. What? You're really sad because Papa's what?
Papa is saying it's not fair.
What's not fair?
Papa.
Papa's not fair. Tell Papa he's not being fair.
Papa.
Go tell him. Go.
Papa, why are you being fair?
What's wrong? Why are you being mean to it?
It's just
I don't know. Maybe he's sad. Maybe he needs a hug. Okay, so far I put complete seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder. Baby, Dad? I don't know. She's talking. You're like, I don't know. Your ear's not working.
What do you want? How can I help you?
All right, so I added sazon, and then I'm gonna add just a little bit of this chicken bouillon. I don't know if I'd be pronouncing that right, but I always think I don't. All right, this is probably like not even a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. Again, I don't measure nothing, but that just looked like a half teaspoon. All right, next thing I'm gonna add is some oregano, because oregano just tastes good in everything. You okay, Poops? All right, now I'm just gonna mix everything up. Mix everything up. Now, before I add my sofrito mix, I just want to show you guys this. Okay, so you see as I'm mixing everything up, oh, it looks a little blurry. Sorry, guys. Let me go close. Okay, you see how I'm mixing everything up, and you see the little clumps of seasonings like that? That's why I add my sofrito, because I don't want it to be like, I don't want someone to take a bite of my empanada and then have a clump of like seasoning because I didn't like, I don't know, massage it into the meat real good. Okay, so when I add my sofrito, since it's wet, it like binds everything together. Perfect. I'll show you right now. Okay, so this is a sofrito right here. It's homemade. I make it myself, but if you don't want to make it homemade, you can get it. You could even eat it. Just like that. But anyways, if you don't want to make it homemade, again, go to the Walmart section, the frozen section, like the Spanish little frozen section, or go to, or go to Publix, the little Spanish frozen section too, where they have the Goya products, and they have the sofrito already there, so you could always use that. And if you're like, well, I don't want to just use sofrito for this one time and it goes to waste, don't worry, it's not going to go to waste, because you can put it in the freezer and then it lasts like, I think about 6 months, maybe 6 months to a year. I don't know. I use, like, when I'm lazy and I don't want to make the sofrito myself, that's my go-to, the sofrito from the frozen section. What happened? Open what? Let me see. Come, I'll open it. All right, you see how I'm mixing it, but also like breaking up the meat still? I have the temperature at low. What, open this for what? What are you gonna do, color?
Yeah.
Don't make a mess.
Make it out and.
Don't make a mess.
Okay, a promise.
Okay, here. Hold it right so it doesn't spill. All right, there you go. All right. So just mixing it. All right, so can you see that the seasonings are like mixed in there? You see like no clumps of seasoning in there, like the dry seasoning. That's exactly what I want. And then of course you want to taste it to see if you need more salt. All right, let me taste. No, it's perfect. But I need to mix it a little more because my first bite, I got a bite with like basically like no salt. And then my second bite tasted much better. All right, I think we good. Turn this off. All right. All right, let's make our little section over here. All right, I'm gonna move you guys. I'm gonna put you right here because this is where I'm gonna put the empanadas, and then I'm gonna show you how I put the stuff in, close it with the fork. All right. I'm just gonna put my meat right here onto the plate, just so it could cool down a little. You know, I don't want to work with really, really hot meat now. Okay. All right, so okay, so we got our meat, we got our potatoes, and then I'm just gonna grab the cheese right here. Got my cheese, yellow cheese I'm using. And I didn't get like no fancy brand yellow cheese or cheese like I normally do. Like when it's something like, I don't know, like this empanadas, I don't use fancy cheese. Well, I don't really, because I feel like it's kind of a waste, you know? Like fancy cheese on an empanada, no, I'd rather use fancy cheese like on a grilled cheese or, I don't know, pasta, something like that. So I just got Walmart, Great Value, cheddar cheese. Yep, there you go. And it works perfect. All right, now I'm gonna move this gun over here to the side so that way I can have more space in the kitchen. All right. And as I lay my empanadas out, are you okay? Or did you want an empanada too?
What?
You want the empanada with just their ground beef, or just you want ground beef and cheese this time? You're not hungry? Okay, Miss Picky Eater. Or you need soup. That's what you need. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys how I set this empanada up. Oh wait, let me edit this thingy really fast. See, tools right here. There we go, right here. Okay. Okay, so now, there we go. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys how I assemble it. It came out really good. Wait. More what? I don't know. What do you mean? Oh, more easy bake oven things? Okay. Okay, so I just put the meat in the middle like that. I put about, let's say, 2 spoons, but I actually usually put 2 tablespoons and a half, but since I'm adding the potatoes to it, I don't want to put that half of ground beef because then it's going to be just too much stuff in there and then hard to close. So I'll just do, but for instance, like for my daughter who just wants meat, I'll do 3 full spoons of the ground beef. But for like my daughter who just wants this movie a little, for my other daughter who just wants the meat and the cheese, that's when I'll do the 2.5 spoons of meat, and then I'll add the cheese. Ori, you're playing too rough with him. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys how I close it now. So I just get a little bit of water on the tip of my fingers, and then I just like put it like around the edge of the empanada like that. Yes, like that. And then like when it's fat like this, it still gets me nervous to fold it over and close it like that. I can do it and use a fork to do so, but sometimes I just like grabbing the 2 edges up like this and let it drop down, and then I pinch the sides together first like this. See, like that. I pinch it together, and again, using the water, it's kind of like you have to use the water because it like glues it together. And then I just lay it down, and then I just fork it. And I do it to both sides. That way I can make sure it's sealed. I feel like if you just do it to one side, it's easy for it to open. So just, you know, be on the safe side and just to both sides. All right, so let me turn my oil on again. I almost forgot. Okay, so now when I fry these, I like the oil on like a medium. I start at a high medium just to get the temperature up there, but then I lower it to like a medium. If you have a stove with numbers, I'd say I put it to number 6, like 6-ish to get it hot, and then I lower it back to like number 5 or between 4 and 5 just so I don't overcook it and burn it. With what? She grabbed it? Grab it from Nash, please. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the temperature to get a little hotter because I forgot that I turned it off when I was taking the potatoes out. So I'm just gonna close these two, and by the time I'm done closing these two, then it will be ready. I just have to remember that. This one is just the meat cheese potato. This is the meat, and this is the meat and cheese. What happened? What? Ori, can you help Amiri, please?
No! Please! No!
Yeah.
Oh, this definitely. Dad, if you touch it, you came back. We're gonna do it really good.
Okay, so I'm gonna close this like this.
What you said? What you said? There they go.
I got it.
Real quick.
I got it.
Okay.
Mama? Mama? Is there anything closer? I got it.
She loves her some chicken.
Mama?
Yes.
Right in the bag.
And then, custard,
So say Papa's, Ori's, Amiri's. Alright, so I'm gonna close this one up too. See, if it rips like that, you could just fold it over again. But you just want everything closed. It's gonna pop while you're frying it. Are you girls using her paint that she took out to color herself? Give it back to her. Give it back to her and leave her. Because you guys weren't worried about that until she took it out. Use yours and give her, let her use the ones that she was using, Ori. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys back here so you guys can see me fry it. Yes.
You know where the paintbrushes are? To this.
No. Alright, so here goes. This is my husband's. This one is Ori's. And this last one is Amiri's. Just have to remember that.
No!
What is it?
This spicy shit.
See, that's why y'all should put your stuff organized and then you'll know where your stuff is every time. But instead, y'all put it everywhere. If y'all can't find it, that's it. I just like to move it around to make sure they're not sticking to each other or to the bottom of the pan.
Makeup.
Or you put it away and then go. Amiri, that's the wrong way. Go. Give Winter her iPad. Or charge her, or put it to charge away. Yeah. Alright, now I'm lowering the temperature to between 4 and 5 because, you know, it's getting pretty hot. I'm going to flip it so this side can get a little cooked. And then I'll flip it back for a little more. So I say, look, you see this side right here? I didn't close it too well right here. I'm just pinching it. Hopefully it doesn't like start to pop out any cheese, you know?
Can you go up and down the beach?
Yeah, man. Or tell Papa that I told Winter to go with him, not for him to make her cry. Okay, so let me see this side right quick. Let me flip it all the way this way. This right here. This way. This way. Yeah, I need this side to cook just a little more. I'm gonna get some napkins. So when I take it out, I could put it on a napkin and render it, take some of that fat out, I mean some of that oil out. Okay. So I am gonna take a few of them out that I feel are ready, like this one. I just don't like them too toasty. Like this is fine for me. See? Now see this side? Yeah, you see how this side is light and this side is toasty? I like that. Now this one, let's flip you back. And there we go. Oh wait, actually I'm gonna leave it a little longer. I'm gonna fuse the other two together. See, I already, oh, this one's Ori's. That one's my Papa's. Take this one out. If you're cooking like one empanada by itself or two, you could put the temperature between 3 and 4 so it doesn't get it like too hot too fast, or too overcooked too fast, I should say. guys, that's basically it. That's basically how you make cheese and meat empanadas. You could get fancy with it. You could put, you know, sweet plantains in here. You could put guava and cheese. I mean, like, you could even put, like, let's say scrambled eggs and Spam if you cook that and then add it inside here and pork it. So good. There's so many things you could do with empanada. It's crazy. But, okay, guys, until next live.